Hey everyone, welcome back to Redbanditracing. Welcome back to the channel. We got the X-MAXX 8S versus the XRT. Can't wait to do this video. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna do some racing, do some brashing, and see which one comes out on top. Let's check them out real quick.
All right, for the XRT, the only upgrade we have on here is going to be the gearing is a 2346 hardened steel, and we do have some brakes on here. We got a crack in the front chassis brace. That center drive shaft is a little bent. We do have a crack in this rear bulkhead.
It's kind of hard to see on the inside.
On this skid plate, we do have a little crack in there, but that doesn't really change anything. And we are running the Traxxas 6700 milliamp lipos.
Now for the X-MAXX, there's more extensive upgrades that we did to this. Let's check it out. Obviously, as you can see, this does have the Max 6 with the 5690 hobby wing setup. I am running the 120C rating 6700 milliamp Gens Ace bashing batteries. I do have the Vitavon input shaft support that really does help keep this gear from flexing. I do have the mod 1.5 2035 gears, M2C ESC plate to help hold this ESC because it would not fit. I also have the M2C motor mount. I do have the Hot Racing hardened steel spiral cut gears, the RPM arms front and rear. I went ahead and I'm running 60 weight oil, and I have the heavy duty springs. The Savix Black Edition servo, this thing has been great. I would like to go ahead and put a new BEC into the receiver so I can go and up this to 7.4 volts, which gives it a lot more power. I also have the GPM drive cup sleeves. This helps to keep the drive cups from widening out. That's been a big help because it saves me on drive cups. Right now, I am on punch level 5, which is the default. That way it makes this more even because this motor on default really does act like the original setup. Now, the only thing giving me a big advantage over the XRT is the batteries. The Traxxas batteries don't give a really high C rating, so it doesn't have a whole lot of output, but the Gens Ace with the 120C really gives it a lot of kick. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna race these cars individually on the track, then we're gonna go head to head, race them together. After that, we're gonna hit some jumps on the sides here, hit this tabletop right here, maybe a couple other jumps, just see how they handle, see how they compare to each other, and then we're gonna hit the ramp and start sending them. All right, guys, well, that'll do it for this Versus. That was fun. We did have to rewind that tape so we can check it. It looked like a quadruple. No, that was a triple. Those tires, I don't know how those tires are holding up. I did bring the belted with me. I wasn't sure if I was gonna use them or not. All right, as far as the racing goes, I'm gonna give it to the XRT. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because it's definitely more stable. There were a lot of driver errors. We can't say that the car wasn't driving well. The XRT is really stable. It's really wide, so it's really great to race on the track and off-road. You rarely will flip the car unless you hit a jump and you miss the jump. So I'm definitely gonna give the XRT an 8. It's gonna win this round. The X-MAXX, I'll give it a 7. I would give it higher, but this isn't meant for racing around a track, and it's definitely not as stable. It's not as wide either. This is more meant for off-road and more meant for bashing. So I'm gonna give it to the XRT. All right, now we're gonna have to get a little more in depth with this. Out of the box bashing, they are both very poor. And unfortunately, I feel like they're both very poor. The X-MAXX with the gears that it came in stock and it came with belted tires, it almost wouldn't backflip for the life of me. The first unboxing we did with the first run, I broke both upper bulkheads. Out of the box, I thought it was very poor. XRT with the street tires that came on, they're not off-road. With the street tires that came on and the gearing, I think it was also really poor. Once he upgraded to the 2346 and the sledgehammer tires, it woke up and it started backflipping much, much better. Same thing with the X-MAXX. I went to the 2046 and I put non-belted sledgehammers and that thing just woke up. I would give them 5s out of the box. But once you upgrade the tires and you put different gears in them, wow, I would give the XRT, I give the XRT an 8. And I'm gonna give the X-MAXX the win over this. I want to say a 9. I'm just gonna give it a 9. I can't really say it's a 10 out of the box after we did some upgrades. So I'm gonna give it a 9. It edged it out. I would have liked to see a lot more out of the X-MAXX out of the box without so many upgrades to get it to a 9. All right, durability, I'm gonna give it to the XRT because the X-MAXX, like I said, unboxing broke both upper bulkheads in the first unboxing. That is extremely, extremely poor. It is the V5. Now the V4 and down seem to do a lot better. So I don't know what they changed, but it's definitely worse. So I have to give it to the XRT on the durability. I'm gonna give it a 10. It doesn't look pretty and it kept going. When it hit that last jump and it sounded like the XRT was done, it wasn't done. That wasn't actually gears chipping, it was cogging. One of the motor wires came undone. That's it. This thing is still ready to go. Center drive shaft is bent, but it's still ready to rock. The X-MAXX, I broke the front shock tower. Not bad, but you can see right here, I split the front shock tower. So at least it's not the bulkhead, but it is a shock tower. So I'm gonna give the X-MAXX, I'm gonna give Max a 7. The point definitely goes to the XRT. Now after some upgrades, I give the X-MAXX a 9. I mean, I can't really give it a 10 because it's still gonna have breakages. It's a big truck, it's gonna land hard, and the XRT is just done so well. So I'm definitely gonna give it to the XRT. All right, if you guys wanna get a basher and you guys wanna hit the ramp, do some doubles, triples, and just go out there and send it, get the X-MAXX. The XRT is great for sending it off the ramp, but it's not built like an X-MAXX. The X-MAXX is considered the king for a reason. It's because it's meant to do this. It's a monster truck form. If you guys want to get a basher, you got to get the X-MAXX. Now, unfortunately, to get the X-MAXX to perform like it did today, it's definitely going to cost you. Now, I know you guys are going to say the X-MAXX is overpowered. I had that punch level stock when we started this video because stock, it ran like the original X-MAXX. It really acted the same way. But when I up that punch level to 6 and even 7, it's really easy to control in the air. If I just tap the throttle, it's a double. If I hold the throttle, I'm gonna pop the tires. You gotta be really careful. The X-MAXX is definitely a tank now. It's really hard for me to rank these because they're both great trucks. And the XRT really surpassed my expectations on bashing and how it's handled, even when it's broken. If you guys are Patreon members, we really appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and get you guys some shout outs on the bottom of the screen. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, it really helps us out. Make sure you guys go check out our Patreon, check out our Instagram page, and leave a comment, let us know how we did. Thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one.